you are going to maybe be in a financial position where you can pay people to do that because your time is going to be dedicated to other things. But it got in, do everything ngokwakho, learn everything ngokwakho. I do the editing, I do the constructing, I do the marketing, because I'm in that position. If I can't embrace where I am, what's going to happen the moment things start turning for the good? I'm not going to understand the value of that work, obviously. So it's better that I get in grips with every process, whether it's from the recording to the marketing to everything, bro. I'm like, I'm leeway, bro. I might as well just invest myself in it. And then eventually one day, can't send you position. Everyone does figure, but I will get there.
Yeah.
But I need to learn to do every shit. You're getting from me carrying this equipment, from me disappointed money, and I want to come to your crib, but like, no, I'm not available. It's part of the journey, and I don't want to lie. There's nothing else I'll be willing to do than this shit, because the decision that from the get-go. Yeah. I'm gonna have to be alone in this shit. I'm gonna have to face me, and that's fundamentally with everything. And Bands, one of my niggas, he said, "Does that he with everything is we forget to obsess about that shit." It don't matter what somebody else says about, like, obsess about your shit. That's it. You love this motivation thing. You love doing leeway and obsess about that shit. When that niggas obsess about music, I'm like, this is the type of people that I want to be around.
Yeah.
People that love the shit that they do, whether they get paid, indoor, but I only different out here because they ask by lending pimped. Like, we are all embedded with a gift, bro. And one of the things that I always tell my niggas that I'm afraid of dying with all the good shit in me, bro. Of saying, yeah, what if, we used to talk about it, you became a para. That nigga was up there with the doomies and the reasons and the all that. I don't want to be a what if, bro, because it all down to decision. And I want to, that's the other thing. People don't want to stick out for their shit, bro.
Yeah.
They want to take the easy way out. They want to compare themselves to someone else. You don't know what that nigga's facing, bro. Behind closed curtains, you are out, he had it easy. I choose to be inspired, not being jealous, bro. Don't envy no one. Don't envy that nigga who got more than you, bro, because you don't know the sacrifices he made to get that. Whether he went to the evil side or whatever, but find what works for when. I told my nigga, I ain't selling my soul, no, bro. I'm gonna stay to me. I'm gonna be true to me. I don't care even if I have 2, 3 people listening to my shit. But at the end of the day, somebody will listen to my shit.
Yeah.
And I appreciate each and every one of them. But I'd rather have 21 true supporters than 500 people who don't know shit about me, who are just there to hype me up. Nah, fuck that shit, bro. I'm like, stay away, bro. Bro, it's not for you to be honest.
I'm not saying life for ease. It's a long road. If you dig deep, most of them ngisabonke baqala enzima. Lithuka lakakale besimukele nikushay ni-comedian, act up a white chicks.
But modern range.
Yeah. That nigga is saying, sir, mama kwena banana by 10. He was the last born.
Here's the way others got to on that shit. Strong much that crazy tiny extension. It took years.
Yo, bro.
And the way, dog, the other thing is success from your own filter. I always wear up.
Cool.
You must see poor maybe entitlement to niggas.
Yeah, we're so entitled. We're so entitled to so many things, bro.
Like no one owes your shit, bro.
Not even your moms.
Not even your mom. Shit, teed up this.
Like the world don't owe you shit, bro. Like in general, the world don't owe you shit. Once you have that mentality that there's certain favors that maybe God doesn't even do favors for human beings. God doesn't purpose for you already. So you stupid already by his eyes. He's gonna let you fumble. He's gonna let you fumble until you student fire hardly within you, and then he's gonna be like, he's a good boy. Yeah. You see, that we like you mentioned, we're so entitled, man. Like to so we feel like there's a certain favor or the government needs to watch. And me, I believe like once you I see something is wrong, I'm the one that's purposely meant to fix that shit. You see, instead of complaining, why they won't do shit about it, dog? Yeah, the government, yeah, I pay tax, yeah, I will, yeah, I keep down in my yes, it's this shit. Like, I feel like we've done that enough already, bro. We've been waiting for more than years now in Cape Town. Once we got to a point where we had these resources, be aware of how actually things work and how to tap into the international commercial business. Because now what we're doing, we're tapping into the international commercial business, which is now you can upload your shit in Cape Town and earn in dollars by the internet. So that's the international commercial business you're dealing with. The minute we started being exposed to that and started being exposed to equipment that we actually do shit on our own, we started building up another complaint now about, yeah, spambilana so on.
So that meaning we're gonna keep on looking for excuses.
We always feel like there's something we don't take action, bro. I feel like we cowards, bro.
Of course, bro. Because it all boils down to us taking action. You can complain as much as you can, oh, they are gatekeepers. I need to look at this tobacco that's happening
everywhere. They were even there for Jesus, bro.
Nigga, ain't nothing changed, bro. And it's so easy for everyone to jump on that. And I don't wanna lie, I don't like having opinions about this because we don't know what happens behind the scene. Yeah, but there's a reason why all those things are happening is because niggas are not schooling themselves.
Yeah.
They wanna hop on the internet, and this is my view. People always want to be felt sorry for. And at the end of the day, the world don't give two shits about what you're going through, bruh.
Yeah.
Everyone is suffering, bruh. Everyone is suffering, but we as Neta and hustle by equipping yourself with the knowledge. Before you even step in this beach, the moment you step out in this beach, there are people who are going to be like, you don't know what he is on about. Me again. Me again. There are things called intellectual property now, and people are not schooling themselves about their shit, bro. In the digital era, it's in the intellectual property. And then when you're going to show people, you said, it took my idea. Took your idea, B. Took your idea, B, bro. Because what you say, how do you want an idea?
Yeah, well, actually speaking about this, like, I think we maybe tired of even saying one, because when every time we have a conversation, there's always a thing that we always let, because the black community, bro. Like, there's a whole lot of them. Despite the fact that we gain liberation, but our liberation, I always making an example. When it like the matches around Barcelona, those like from Benten, cunningly remote. You see, I feel like that's what we did, dog. About cunningly remote. Remote, man. You need to go to Benten. I feel like that's what we did. That's like the picture of like the liberation we gained. That's why we even suffer so much. Our ancestors are very angry at us, bro. But like we lack in so many things. Those guys, they didn't have technology, but those motherfuckers, they made sure that they understand the legislation and the law and how things works. They understood the system. You cannot tell those motherfuckers about law and shit. Don't tell you about their acts, bro. Those are the rightful owners that will tell a cop that I know my rights. Because they fucking knew that. Us, we just know that I have a right to it. We know children is right. So we don't know our rights, bro. We just make children's rights. We need the land, the right to educate. That's children's rights, bro. Come on. We don't know don't know our rights. That's where we get beat upon. We tend to even understand. We were taught to even be in a program mind that teaches us that in order for you to gain education that could take you elsewhere in the world that you could go is via the academic system. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. You know, I've went through it. I've gained a lot of knowledge for it that I'm appreciative for. But a lot of shit that made me move forward and made things happen in life is self-taught knowledge. You see, that's we don't want to read books, dog. We don't want to because as soon as we read books, we have that anxiety of a school class where you're all wearing the same uniform, like soldiers. In order for you to answer, you have to put your hand up and tuck in your shirt. You see, so yeah, it's jail. That's why it brings that. It has that anxiety to black people. As soon as we say, guys, we need to learn about something else, the word learning, it puts them in that anxiety. Like, oh, Nindi baligega breaking when I am. I do as often waited. I'm just so you put them in that in that anxiety, that depression that it gave them. You see, you put them back in those shoes, and some of them, they had a lot of what ifs if they did right at that time. So as soon as you bring the word learning or school, or you bring a book that needs to be go, you see, that's where we even fail. That's where we start to even see a minority of us that are tapped into that. When they see us in the hood, they just hate you for no reason. Like, yeah, good on it suits. Shush up, my nigga. I was with it. Yeah, I need pure, man.
Like Johnny, bro.
Pure, like, gee. That's the shit. Because when you've learned to master the power. The power is the mind, bro. And some people, they defeated easily by the mind. Whatever the mind throws them at, tiny idea, yeah, they're easily distracted. They already programmed in a point of not turning back. You see, so when they see you like, this motherfucker can actually stand it. Hey, this motherfucker, we don't find him in the regular pubs in the street. This motherfucker, like, you see that it doesn't sit well. You see, it doesn't sit well. That's why sometimes when they even walk, feel like tripping. Hey, shit. Because once you cross the, it's crossing. Because there's others that are walked, but the energy and the drive of pushing is no longer there. You see, they just, but they walked into an extent that if you're on the path of actually making it out in this valley, they could like, keep going. Oh, there's always those ones, but those ones are like, they mentally aware of this whole situation, but the energy, they could do shit if the time did, man.
Maybe it's not their time at the same time.
The time is long past. They expired. They expired in terms of energy, because that's one thing we always forget also, is that you're given a time period of actually being out there and trying to make this shit. You see, there'll come a time whereby you have to compromise with life like a bitch.
You're cutting corners, bro.
You see, where you have to compromise on life like a bitch. The kids now have kids. So you don't have a choice of saying, nah, me, I'm a marketing specialist. I don't want to take a receptionist job. You no longer at a point of picky. You're that guy or that woman that's on those conversations whereby after the conversation, the moral will be like, that's life. You get what I'm saying? That's like one of my biggest fears when I'm there. I wanna have myself a system that's already generating this shit. With me no longer making sure in order to connect the dots, I have to go there and make that shit happen. I have to go there. There's already a system that's making that shit happen, and there's a revenue being generated upon that system. That's where I'm going to be like at ease now. Like, yeah, now I'm going to start doing what they're doing. Now I'm going to go to the pub every day.
Do your work smart and all.
You see, that's that shit, bro. Like, understanding that when they party more, work fucking hard. When they happy.
Be sad.
Or when they happy, like, yeah, be sad when they sad and be happy. When they fucking celebrating, work fucking hard. When they fucking working hard, celebrate. That's where you even protect your energy. You no longer at a space whereby if we're all starving here, and we fucking dehydrated. There's a glass of water there, just 100 meters away. Then they open the gate. There's 50 of us. We're all running to that. Do you see that picture? Pushing each other, stepping on top of each other in order to get to that one glass. Or when we even get to that one glass, 5 hands are also reaching it for the same time. It spills to the floor. Even none of us gets it. We're trying to have the glimpse of little bit that is left on the ground. You get what I'm saying? That's like the battle that happens in every January that I see. Because in December, that's where everybody parties hard. But then we don't understand the financial structure that the system has built upon us, because once it's like, right now it's September, right? 1 month left, October. Even in mid-October, when you go for shopping, you're going to see Christmas decorations. They're already pushing you into that mentality.
Like,
so the budget and the shopping list starts. That's another financial act in the pocket. So they milking your savings. That's how they take dead people's savings. So they take your savings, find the Christmas, Santa Claus, all of that shit. After Santa Claus, boom, January back to school. They back into the savings.
Back to school before even Christmas, man, because they know Christmas is done.
Yeah, you know that is shopping. Imagine now if you are celebrating partying during December. Yeah, bro.
Like, celebrate alone, bruh.
Exactly.
In last place, nigga.
We don't even know what we're celebrating. Even do you know, like, what's funny about this? I read about it on the book. I recommend you to check out a book called For Whites Only. It's by Steve Johnson. It's For Whites Only.
For whites only.
That book, bro, fuck the information and the hidden scrolls. I'll call them scrolls, bro. Those are African hidden scrolls that any black man, if they could tap into, I'm telling you, bro, in life, wherever they have it, bro. Like, they have it. It's stay in the library that they decided to make the parliament in town. That was the South African Republic Library for all the history and information. But since they could not get every information out of the library, they decided to set the parliament there so that there will be a restriction of people coming inside.
To the government building, so you can't access that.
Exactly.
And anyway, Tina, always as there too. It's hidden behind things that, as well, these people don't even bother reading. These motherfuckers ain't gonna read that. That's why during slavery they had to, like, kill your ass if you try to empower yourself, because once was empowered issues of the sun behind you. That's why they went for these rebellions and all of that. And one thing I've learned about the oppressor is that so will never change. Like, you will replace the next oppressive system with the next one, which is
it's gonna have great software.
Yeah, but look at what artificial intelligence is doing. It's wreaking havoc. It's like taking technology to the next level. And and we don't understand the power of us learning how things work and creating parallel system towards that based on the we remember. You want to get to a place where figure about, I need to work. When you already had been building your system, up and along the part where figure about, like, niggas, inside.
But when it comes to also the tech world, I feel like us as the African continent or the black community, we're not safe, man. If we're not gonna be that active when it comes to it, if we're not gonna be involved in terms of the pioneering and creating these kind of tech softwares that we're gonna use as black communities, because the reason why I'm saying that, there's a scenario that happened 2023. Kenya had the national elections. So now they decided to upgrade their way of electing. Instead of using papers, they used a big screen where a person would just stand in front of the screen. They will scan your biofacial recognition. Then you put in your vote using your thumb. So what happened there, a lot of people struggled and they lost control of it. It became a chaos, bro, because those biotech software that they were using, they were from these companies from America, Germany, you see. So what happened was, if you're going to be dealing with those kind of things, especially when it comes to biorecognition. Biorecognition is the big word, bro, especially from identifying a skin color. So the problem was the skin color now, because when they developed those apps, they test them using white skin. So when those elections happened in Kenya, some people were not recognized. Some people were saying they voted already. It became that chaos. So they had to go back to ballot papers. Imagine
during a time where
imagine that chaos and disgrace, bro. Like, it feels like they're not in control. Yeah, well, so like those are like the fucked up things that are gonna, they probably might affect us in future. Because the reason I'm speaking about them is very cautious to also look out what might encounter in future to avoid it, if you would avoid it now. Because it started triggering when I was watching a podcast, DJ Smooth, the Hustlers Corners.
Love that podcast.
So I was, but it's an old episode where Nota was there. But the first one, I think
Nota has been on multiple ones.
But it's the second one.
Is
the second episode. Yeah. The second episode that is there. You that nigga.
La vida nota.
The second episode that is there, they were talking about the distribution platforms, like your Spotify, your iTunes, yeah, and the distribution one, like the one where you submit your music and you see when you're a creator, like there's that distribution platform where you submit your music, and then that distribution platform takes your music, put it to Spotify, iTunes, and so they were talking about them and saying, like, even these streaming platforms, your Spotify and iTunes, when you go to them and actually trying to dig deep when it comes to African genres, they don't have that spot whereby they have a title saying directly Maskandi, or you know like Vanek, those like directly African genres.
I think Tyler mentioned this about Wakumdu being put under Afro beats.
Yeah, it's either you're gonna put yourself under Afro beats or you're gonna put yourself under other, because there's other.
So
for the rest,
in a sense, you're saying algorithms are, they are more catered to.
They more catered and they were built for them.
Of course,
it was not like they were.
So as a way, they're not actually trying to embrace it in our authenticity, in terms of piano, because it needs piano. Because think about it, even Amapiano, we are literally having to force the world. And I think this is a huge problem that I have with us, is that we are always going to be trying to be part of their system.
Whereas we're different, bro. It's like a contest of trying to see who's going to mix that boil of water with the oil. See, that's what we're trying to do. Like, yeah, but it's just water and oil. Accept it as it is, you see, because we're blessed with creation. But at the end of the day, we always want to manipulate what is being created and trying to happen what is already working. And what's always like sparked to me or sets out as a highlight is that in every lie, there's always a truth, whether we like it or not. When we do that shit and trying to do these things like how these guys are doing it, we end up doing it better than they're doing. You see, so that tells you something else if you're a person that always analyzes who you are and how you actually move and how you actually do things, you see. But the majority of us don't have that time, you see, which is like, that's like the biggest excuse that anyone could get away with when you say, I'm busy or I don't have that time. I don't believe there's such a thing. And like, because whatever you will be doing in the world, if somebody will come to you and say, yo, do you walk me to the mall? When you feel like, Shane, what did you say? Hey, I'm busy. I don't have that time. But if that same person came in and said, yo, I'm going to give you 5K, my nigga. Let's go to the mall. I want to sort out something quickly, call you with. You would have that time more than that he has. You feel like he's the slowest on the road. So even that, like there's mentally boundaries that we place upon ourselves that block us from actually gaining these blessings. You see, we mentally block ourselves by how we think, what we eat, when we decide to eat, what we drink, how we set our minds goals to, or what we mainly focus on, because life is simple, bro. As much as it's fucking hard, bro. But life is simple. It's as simple as your mind is what makes you. And that's the fucking hard part. You see, that's the fucking hard part, that even folks back in the day, they introduced these things to us, like stimulants, your cigarettes, your alcohol, to get you a little bit off edge, because they're running away from this shit. You see, the most powerful competition that you could have in your life, or the most powerful man that you could even look up to in your life, is your fucking self, bro. Because all of this is just a mind game to you. You see, it depends on how strong enough to tell me, like, your mind says, yo, give me that little bit of joy. But like, hey, look down, my nigga. If you're able to tell your mind that shit, that's where it starts. And the tricky part and the fucked up part about it is the fact that it's a never stopping process. It's a personal mastery. It's something that you have to carry on every day, every minute, every second, every split second. Because whenever you could decide within a second, could change your life or could break your life. You see, so being even aware of life is brought upon and living upon that way, life will show you things, bro. Me, I live life in many ways. Sometimes I'll be having a bad day, going to the shop, and get myself a cigarette and an apple munch. See, I'm having a bad day, stressed out. Or when I'm on my way to the shop, see a little kid rushing, running, maybe carrying a ball with the t-shirt written that better days ahead.
Yeah.
Like, shit, and I walk to the shop. Like, that's even how the universe communicates with us.
It's saying that then morning, Gravega race.
Yo, bruh, listen to that shit like 10 times.
Liga, say my man, what?
My man once or twice.
Yeah.
I think now I lean towards these, ne? I lean towards Uris. Nothing against Uris.
Honestly speaking, for him, I can't you. It's hip hop. It's hip hop. You drop, I drop. Since you find that this hip hop
I said one of the clips there.
yeah.
If I offended you, I meant to. Only hip hop.
And judging powers, my man, as we too, cause Ngale, and Nagliga Usi, Yabo. Can't figure up Usi, my man, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, plus.
I think in Indian Muslim is the fact that I listened to a lot of snippets, Gamchi. Yeah, because the songs that he dropped on the project were
always sound new.
They didn't sound new.
Yeah.
Because now, how I got introduced to Usi was him hopping on that pod, no TJ Switch.
Okay.
When he had this beef with Blackie and all that kind of thing. That is how I got. Take nothing away from the nigga. That nigga's good, bruh.
I know he's good.
Bruh.
I guess it's the thing. It's years ago, Friday is that thing. Yeah, Friday is that thing.
And the Friday.
I'm calling it alive, man. It's just hip hop, horror, hip hop. Calamine. This body, Uzi, no lies.
If I was Umchitam now, I would have made an excuse. But for this night, was going to because remember, early in the week, we could go straight to Umchita.
So my baby is just gonna drop that.
I
bet it's tricky. But it's that.
That's for us.
And yeah, like the match. Yeah, I party hard, hard.
But me, I was expecting something like that. Remember I told you along the way, go like, yo, bro, Friday is going to be Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Remember, because I know, like, Reese, when it comes to his content and creativity.
Anymore.
Yeah. I knew there was something that I was going to be.
I was
Friday.
It's going to be a 4-2.
Yeah. Because after even when I thought about it, on my head, the song that came into my head is Friday the 13th on Burning Trees. And what he says on that song, and
This nigga is literally getting nuggets.
My nigga, that nigga is creative, bro. That nigga lives music. That's one thing.
So it's like a father to what's going to come.
Excel, yo, I'm gonna my bed. I want to get track. Maybe a car that might say also drop.
The same man then compete to I need to class a pen in 3 years to see you guys in October.
Well, that was a go.
Is it?
I couldn't have said it better. Part 4.
Yeah.
Now we got Michael Chop, the first one. That beat that he
see you in October. That is when P2 came out.
Okay. Well, at October 21st. Yeah. In October. Yeah. Also, they're like, that's one thing. Like a lot of people, like, I don't even like to indulge or be involved in debates about hip hop hate, bro, because in reality, you feel it in your blood and in your bones who's real, who's not. So, but when it comes to Cat like Reese, one thing that I fucks with him about is the fact that he, as a creator, he does that shit 360. He's not stuck with the fact that some people, by the way they do creativity, man, yeah, you might be out there on the big screen doing this shit, but how you do creativity, sometimes you'll be like, this nigga just got hip hop when it was because the next big thing. You got hip hop when it was big. There's people you could see, like creators, be like, bro, you're not doing hip hop. You are hip hop, bro. It's your bloodline, because that thing is a culture. So if it's a culture, you don't have to prove to me that you're a hip hop cat by the numbers you're doing online. Yeah. And the kind of drip that you have. Yeah. Like, we have to give back to our culture. People don't give back to the culture, bro. Like that nigga lives it. He lives it.
I'm really obsessed about
Gano. He lives it, bro.
Boy. So we feel that track. Yeah, can okay dance? No, Chori.
Yeah. I didn't mean no.
No, not that one. Lipa, tin. Don't kill my tin.
Don't get me.
Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started.
But the whole tape is dope, bro.
The whole family.
I'm feeling it for the words, but I'd be about that.
About all those niggas thinking, after I listened to that project, I love being on X. What is the coincidence that I see you echo? Not to echo, man.
Oh, Nick Global. He's mad.
Bitch, bro.
He's mad.
I feel like when it comes to this, the more they're gonna do this, bro. Except the more they're gonna.
We're supposed to do it.
They're gonna go out of taste when it comes to.
I said I don't want to shine. We share music reactions. I was away, hip hop boys away.
Yeah.
She shine away. Like we posted on YouTube. And we bombas we talking about the industry, like opinions, like invite to
young it's a no way by nobody like on the net who's doing like break out lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's like the biggest role we need to pioneer, bro. I've always had that shit like in mind. There's also a channel that I have on YouTube. It's called Coco Gems. Coco Gems is strictly like just fucking raw. Like, it's not just music reactions. Like, me being that's one thing I'm still grateful for in my life, becoming a marketing specialist, bro. It opened me to so many things. You see, a YouTube channel, people still don't understand the purpose that YouTube created by saying a YouTube channel. They don't treat a YouTube channel as a YouTube channel. They treat a YouTube channel as a YouTube program. You see, if you go to big corporates, when you look at their YouTube channel, you tell this is a YouTube channel. Because what a channel is, in simple terms, it's your SAPC 1, SAPC 2, SAPC 3. Of your SAPC 1, I'm found the YouTube change channel. You see, that's the grasp of advantage YouTube gave us. We still haven't tapped on. Yeah, but by having those things, Coco Gems simply like it caters everything. There's a bio description for it on the channel. It caters everything from lyrics breakdown. Like, you come in the interview, we don't break your lyrics without you. We put
what would you on with this on?
and the best part about it is that we're not script, bro, and we raw. But like if you're here, we're like, yo, Romeo, my nigga, that was a fucked up bar, bro. No offense, my nigga, but I don't feel it. It's not hip hop. You see, I feel like we lack being direct, and we lack standing up for the culture.
Because you want to massage, nigga. Want to tell niggas, no, you good, bro.
None of us stand up for the culture, you see.